Good evening, everyone. My name is Min Zhang from Momentum Learning. This evening, I'm going to present the seminar, How to Start Computer Programming for Middle School Students and High School Students. This is our regular seminars that are aimed to help parents and students with their education for computer science and computer programming. In the past couple of years, there has been a lot of change in the field of computer science, especially after ChatGPT comes into play and showed a lot of potential. And also at the end of last year and also the beginning of this year, actually some companies actually have started laying off people in computer science. That is a big contrast to what we have experienced just a couple of years ago, especially during the pandemic. The field was in high demand for people with background in computer science. That has prompted many parents to help to encourage students to to get education beyond the school activity curriculum, starting from middle school, high school, and also in college, try to take advantage of the wave or the boom that we have experienced. But since the ChatGPT has made the turbulence in the field, many parents and also as well as the students, right, are kind of concerned what is the future of computer science. And for a student currently right in middle school, in high school, and also in college, what is the future? Should I continue the education in computer science, computer programming, or should I do something different? There's no crystal ball here, so we cannot tell the answer. Actually, probably nobody can tell for sure what it will be in the next 5 years, the next 10 years. But history never be brand new. It's always repeat itself in a slightly different pattern. From what we have experienced in computer science in the past 30, 40 years, we hope to give you some perspective, our opinion. Hopefully that can help you to make a decision or help you to choose what you should continue in the next 5 years, 10 years, or maybe even later. Here's our belief. Even though the ChatGPT or in general AI has been making great progress, has changed people's life dramatically and thinking dramatically, but we think no matter what we see here, these are just the tools. It will make maybe people's life easier, and it will make some tasks, some jobs easier. But never worry about we're going to see the jobs disappeared or the job will be eliminated. Actually, as we see the progress, as we see the changes and new jobs, new opportunities will come up. For the past 30, 40 years, if you look at the evolution of computer science, we have seen actually a lot of changes, maybe not as shocking as this one, but still comparable to the magnitude. So talk about how you interact with computers. Since the early days, right, people had to interact with the computer with punch cards. That's actually beyond the first generation of the computers, say ENIAC, the huge computer that helped to build the bomb. And also it's huge, it takes like several rooms to have that computer. And then later in the 60s, 70s, actually people used the punch cards to communicate with computers. So we have to punch the, on a piece of paper, right? Punch the holes, indicating the ones and zeros. That was so painful. And then later people realized, okay, we don't have to use the punch cards. Actually, we can use the keyboard to communicate. That was a huge improvement. Just imagine in the keyboard, right? You can always say, I typed something wrong. I can say delete it, backspace. But using the punch cards, actually, you have to get a new card, or you have to say tape it to make it still like, there's no hole. So it's a huge difference. And also for language, I remember when I was a student in college, we had to learn, say, the language, say, assembly language. Nowadays, probably nobody is actually doing programming using it, because it actually, you have to write the commands directly to the hardware in the computer. So if a computer has a different set of architecture, then you have to change the commands. So that was so painful. And when you have to decide or to write for a certain computer, right, you have to get familiar to know the specifics of the architecture. So that made the computer programming, right, so hard. Now, when you write a program, no matter what you write, say Java, C++, Python, others, right, you don't have to know the architecture beneath it. Actually, the development of the languages have made it, you don't have to know the details. That part has been simplified. For example, right, Java has the virtual machine, so just write as if you write to the virtual machine. So whether you write on a PC machine or write on a Mac machine, right, you don't have to worry about it. It's the same virtual machine. And then the communication between the virtual machine and then the actual hardware actually would be done by the virtual machine itself. That part has been done by other people. You don't have to do it, or we don't have to do it as a programmer. So probably AI will also change the way people interact with computers, or in general, computer science, right? Dramatically, but still would be just a tool. So here we just want to help parents and also students who might be kind of confused. Is there any future for computer science if AI can do so much for a human being? The answer should be yes. Actually, I think as Bill Gates said in the interview about just this past week, actually, we're going to see a lot more opportunities coming up. Actually, if you want, I think in the next decade or two, we're going to see the explosion of information science. We're going to see a lot of applications, a lot of demands that we don't even think possible. And in the next 10, 20 years, people will be eager to say, okay, let's finish this. Let's calculate this one. Please don't think that this will eliminate computer science or reduce job opportunities. Actually, on the contrary, actually, we're going to see an explosion of opportunities. You still need to get educated in computer science. Many of the students taking classes at Momentum actually are from my class, Introduction to Computer Programming. Even the first lesson, we would ask students, what do you think in the next 5 years, 10 years, what languages you think you would use to communicate with computers? I always say, okay, in 5 years, 10 years, actually, you don't have to write programs. Actually, just talk to the computer using human language. Actually, I would even say, right, maybe in 10 years in the street, you would see almost every people talking to the air, because people would have a screen in front of them with some device like, say, a pair of glasses. So only the owner of the glasses can see the image in the air, because that's the only one the person can focus. Nobody else can focus on it. So you can see the image, but nobody else see it, right? It's just empty air. And then you're going to interact with the computer with your voice, human voice. Well, since you have the glasses, right, you're going to talk to the legs of the glasses, and then it will just get your instruction commands and then just do whatever you want it to do. So you don't have to have a monitor. You don't have to have a keyboard. You just talk, okay? We don't see that yet. Actually, I have been making the prediction at least for 5 years. It has not come yet, but I think the ChatGPT and also similar AI development, the progress will make this coming sooner than later. So hopefully in the next 5 years, we're going to see a lot of changes, at least for a lot of the daily life chores, activities. You can get help from robots a lot. Okay, so with that in mind, so I still recommend, right, if you want to continue to take advantage to ride the wave in the next generation of evolution, I think it will be even bigger than, say, internet bubble. Well, not bubble, internet progress. Well, in year 2K, year 2000, a lot of companies, actually businesses, they registered with a website.com, and then they thought they would make big profit. Actually, that bubble bursted. People did not see that coming through. But after that year 2000 bubble, right? And actually now today, we do see the fruition of the internet. A lot of things have changed. Actually, the productivity today now is much, much bigger than we had just 20 years ago, well, less than 25 years ago, quarter of the century. So in the next 25 years, I think we're going to see even big progress, even bigger change to our lives, to how we interact with computers, interact with other people. As I said, right, many applications nowadays you don't even imagine would come to be daily routine. As I just mentioned, right, for study, computer programming languages, still the most popular 3 languages would be these 3: Python, Java, and C++. That's for general purpose. For certain specific field, actually, some people actually may use other languages. For example, say R. For a lot of people doing statistical analysis, right? Actually, you would use R a lot. MATLAB, that's another one, scripting language. Actually, Python was also a scripting language. Actually, would it be as popular as, say, Perl and others? Now, of course, Python has emerged as the most popular language for general purpose programming. If you want for general education in computer programming, still think, right, the 3 would be. By the way, these 3, they are the top 3. They're not very far away. It's not like if you have a computer, computer, more than 90% of the computers nowadays will run a Windows machine, would run Windows operating system. And then the second distance would be, say, Mac. That's not the case for computer programming languages. Actually, the top 3, actually, they are pretty close. But the 4th one actually would be much further. Anyway, we have a chart here to try to help some parents to tell them apart which language is more appropriate, would be suitable for my students. Okay, so we have certain description here. Speaking of the learning curve, C++ actually would be harder. It will take longer time to become fluent. So in this sense, we recommend, actually, if your student, right, is especially younger students, actually maybe should start from Python. Python would be much easier to pick up. And if you write a program, writing in Python, actually the program would be much shorter. That is less number of lines to finish. That's why actually Python has gained a lot of momentum for not only for the, I know, right, many people say, okay, for data science, for artificial intelligence, for machine learning, right? Actually, Python has a lot of momentum. But actually now Python has gained momentum even in colleges. A lot of colleges now, the computer science introduction, say CS 101, actually would be taught in Python, no longer in Java. Okay, Java was the top choice. Actually, still, Java is the language that has been required for APCSA, that is in high school, the AP class. For the class and also for the AP test, still students have to write in Java. Actually, that was not the case before 2004. Before that one, actually, C++ was the language, official language for the APCSA class and also the test. So this may change. Actually, we do not favor any language. Actually, we believe each language, if it exists and still has the popularity, then there must be a reason. The field, computer science, even though it's not old, right, as a science, actually, it is still young compared with, say, math, physics, chemistry, right? It is much younger, but it has gone through a lot of changes. Actually, if you teach, say, the calculus, the curriculum actually does not have to change for maybe 10 years, 20 years. But if you teach computer science, actually, we have the experience in the past several years. Actually, every year we need to change our curriculum to meet the change. So you can read the chart here. Maybe this can help you, but we would recommend if your child is younger, he or she should start from Python. It is easy. The syntax is easy. The code is short. Okay, you're right. Okay, Jason has pointed out if you know C++, then you can do all others. That is true. Actually, this is part of the way I pointed here. C++, actually, here when I say it is a lower level language, I know some say, no, that's not true. Well, in the context here, compared with Python, Java, C++ is indeed a lower level language. But of course, if you compare C++ with C or assembly language, it is actually a higher level language. So relatively speaking, it is lower level. So if you know how to handle with a language that is low level, then of course you would have no trouble to learn the higher level languages. Actually, the trend nowadays, actually, we're going to make the languages higher and higher level because we don't want to deal with the low level details, especially deal with the hardware. Okay, so that's what our recommendation. If you have the background in C, C++, perfect, right? Keep going. And for Java, well, for the middle school students and, well, especially high school students, anyway, you have to take the IPCSA class. Well, take the test, right? Then you have to learn Java. And our point here is, if you know one language, actually, it will make it easier to speak another language. This is actually similar to, say, English, Spanish. Many students here with the, say, a relatively small amount of training, right, could pick up, say, from English to Spanish. Well, of course, still a lot of practice, but still would be much better than, say, you learned Chinese, I learned English, right, to learn Chinese. That's completely different. But here, they would share a lot of similarities. Actually, C++ and Java, actually, they share quite a lot of these similarities. And actually, now Python is trying to make it object-oriented, so has learned or borrowed a lot of concepts from Java. By the way, Java was the first language to be fully object-oriented programming. That is a major reason for the switch from C++ to Java, even though the performance of Java actually is lower than C++, but still it gained momentum. Well, speaking of this one here, I know many parents asking, right? So for the computing Olympiad, so performance is the key, but actually that's a different story. So for USACO particularly, USA Computing Olympiad, if you write in C++, you have less time for each test case running. If you write in Java and Python, you have more time. So that has been proportional. So there is no penalty to write each language. So that's not the deciding factor for you to pick up which language for the contest. But still, you should make this clear, right? C, C++, if they are lower level language, then you should imagine or you should expect they would running fast. And for languages getting higher and higher, then you're going to have another layer of the translation. So the performance actually would be lower. But for big projects development, for example, right, for a game development, for movie, right, normally that would take a lot of collaboration. So the OOP, object-oriented programming, that feature would be much more important than others. But for a lot of the competition or events in middle school, high school, and even college, that's not what we are focused on. Because anyway, we don't have the opportunity to develop a big projects that may involve, say, dozens of people, hundreds of people, or even bigger. Takes a month or even years. We don't have that one. So normally for events, projects that students take on in middle school, high school, and college, right, normally would be relatively small. So all those contests, actually, the computing Olympiad for each question actually would take, a very small program. So you write maybe 100 lines, 20 lines, that's it. So the OOP actually is not an important part. But of course, once you go to the real life projects, many times they would be bigger, and then a lot of other features may come in. Anyway, so I cannot explain all the details here, but luckily the slides would be available after the seminar, and you can retrieve it from the website of Momentum Learning. There is a question, eighth graders, can they learn Python and Java simultaneously? The answer is yes, of course. Just like you can learn English and Spanish at the same time. But don't get confused, because sometimes you may get confused by the two different syntax. Anyway, right? Even as close as English and Spanish, still the rules are different. I know many people with, bilingual in English and Spanish, they say they can switch back and forth even in the middle of the sentence. So you can do that. But I think it's still better to learn one language well, and then you can speak another one. All right, so I'm going to move on from here. So I know many parents have asked the question, which language to go? I hope this can help. This is actually a diagram for the contests and also with the language. Okay, at the top, actually, we have listed, right? That's for Python. So Python for beginners, actually, the younger age, normally we can say from sixth grader, we can start programming in Python because of the simple syntax, easy to learn. But some fifth graders, actually, they're also eager to start. We say, yeah, okay, you can do that. But they better have the concept of variables, because that is the first thing they have to get comfortable in computer science. But this can go all the way up. So you can see here, right, from sixth grader, seventh, eighth, all the way to 12th grade, and also going beyond to college. So if they want to expand to data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, Python would be in great shape. If they have the preparation, the solid foundation, that will be very helpful. Also, for this contest, as we said, right, so Python can be used for ACSL junior division. So this contest actually would be limited to students 9th grade and below. So when a student has the preparation in Python, they can participate in this ACSL contest in junior division. ACSL stands for American Computer Science League, just like the baseball small league, major league, like that one. So it's a national contest. Our recommendation, Java, students can start from, say, 7th grade or 8th grade. So here we say maybe 8th grade. Why? Because in high school, students need to do, if they want to take APCSA class, then this would be a good time to get started. Java would be useful not only for the APCS class or another, right? So now, if they graduate, right, to find a job, actually still many applications would ask them to write in Java. Actually, till maybe a few years ago, when you install Java, JDK, the Java development kit on your computer, actually in the middle of the installation, actually, it will say, a fact, say nearly every gadget in the world, any in the world, any gadget you're going to do, right, probably you're going to see Java has been used. So not only on your computer, but also other gadgets, like say your computer, and your say car, your microwave, anything, right? So if you have a electronic gadget, probably you're going to see Java being used there. That is true. For a lot of applications, actually, Java was used to do the programming. Of course, now people still can say it, right? But then since AI has come out and then machine learning, right? Then you don't have to make it electronic gadget, physical gadget, right? But in the cloud, in the internet, actually, a lot of algorithms or software is written by Python. Anyway, so it is still used so widely, right? So here we're going to say for ACSL intermediate division, we would recommend, right, using Python, using Java. They can go all the way to 12th grade. That's the intermediate division. And also for senior division, so the ACSL, the junior, intermediate, and then the senior division, you can use Python, Java, and C++ as you want. Okay, before this one here, we have another one that is the USACO. The levels bronze, silver, and the plat gold, gold plat. So once students have become fluent in any of the three, Python, Java, and C++, they can use them to participate in the USACO bronze level contest. And then for silver, we would say Java and C++ would be more appropriate. Even though some of the questions we can still do Python, but some would be not suitable. Actually, for certain questions, the performance would be much slower. And even though the momentum has been at the side of Python, still some questions still we cannot finish. So somehow the Python usage, I mean the author writing in Python actually would be in disadvantage. So we recommend actually from silver and up actually try to reduce the usage of Python. Or at least, right, students should learn more than one. So try to be bilingual. And from gold and up, actually, we would recommend using C++. It has a lot of advantage, but still, some people still write in Python, in Java for these higher levels. Actually, there are several, even the summer campers and also the Team USA members, right, still write in Java, write in Python. They can still do well. But anyway, as I said, right, if they write in Java, they can also write in C++. So still, C++ would be dominant in the higher levels of computing Olympiad. But still others would help. Sometimes maybe writing in Java could be more helpful. So that has been verified again and again. So the point is, well, since for all these contests for middle school students and high school students, speaking more than one language actually has an advantage. Actually, this would also be consistent with what we think what will be in the future. If one day in 5 years, 10 years, right, we do not speak, say, Java, speak C++, speak Python to computers, we speak human language, you still have to speak in a consistent way. That is, you don't want to confuse the computer. No matter what language you use, you're going to speak in a consistent way so that your computer can make the right decision. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure many of you have the experience. If you make the request to say ChatGPT, if the context is kind of messed up, then the program, the ChatGPT, right, actually does not know what to do. Actually, it'll be confused. All right. There's one more here, and that's what we have added recently. That's for the college and beyond. Actually, we have organized the new contest actually for the class for LeetCode preparation. That is to help students actually in college to prepare for the interview for summer interns and for permanent jobs after college graduation. You're right. So LeetCode actually the level is actually not as competitive as say USACO at gold and plat. Would be pretty much at the gold, bronze level and silver level, and maybe a little at silver level. The topics may expand to gold level, but the difficulty level would be much lower than the USACO contests. So actually, for many students, actually would be 70–80% of the students actually would be happy to get promotion from USACO bronze to silver. And it will take longer time for them to get promotion to gold and platinum. But from our experience and our viewpoint would be, say, it's unnecessary to become a USACO gold student or a plat student to do well in, say, the future job. Actually, the LeetCode preparation, we have seen thousands and thousands of questions. Actually, almost all of them actually would be in the level of, say, USACO bronze and silver. So now maybe that's a good news for many students. They spend, say, 1 year, 2 years, or even longer to shoot for, say, USACO gold and a plat, and some even, right, when they finish high school, they cannot get the promotion to go to plat. That's okay, don't worry. So in the next 4 years in college, if you want to shoot for an opportunity for, say, summer interns or after graduation for a job in the high-tech field, your training for USACO at bronze level, silver level, and also some of the gold actually would be enough. Actually, more than enough. If you have been trained at gold level, then the training would be more than enough. All right, okay. So want to emphasize here, you don't have to become the top 5%, 10% of students in computing Olympiad. Actually, the higher level you go, right, the skills, the techniques actually would be less likely to appear in your daily life, in your future studies, and also career. But what you have gained the experience, right, for ACSL, that is just at the APCSA level, maybe just a little more intensive project level. And also the USACO bronze, silver, those actually would be more useful later for your college studies and also for your job experience. All right, so that's for this slide. Hopefully this can help clarify some of the confusion that many parents and students may have. All right, the next one is the curriculum for ACSL. Here, we assume students will take the Python A and the Python B. That also can has name, right, PY 101 and PY 102. So after completion of these two courses, then students can participate in the ACSL Junior Division. This is a contest. Many parents not familiar, right? American Computer Science League organized the contest in the regular season. There are 4 contests, 4 rounds. Actually, the first round for season 2024 just ended a week ago. It is also online, and students will participate through their school registration or through institutes like Momentum Learning. Actually, we have organized the teams for junior division, intermediate division, and also the senior division. So for students that have completed the Python education, they can participate in the ACSL junior, and also if they want, right, they can also continue the intermediate. And also we have another track that is for students that are in the USACO route. So from Java 1, Java 2, and USACO bronze, USACO silver, they can participate in the ACSL contest. So we have said the USACO bronze, silver, they would be useful. Actually, they would be also useful here for students to participate in this contest here and also get a very good score. Okay, the focus would be a little bit different for USACO. That is for intensive computation. So the focus would be the data structure and also the associated algorithms. If your program can run the calculation faster, then that's good. The faster, the better. For ACSO, the contest actually that is different. For 4 rounds, actually each round has the information or the topics outlined, and some of them actually would not appear in today's programming or the skills. For example, a language, Lisp. Some parents may know that one. So that is for list processing. It is a very old language. Of course, people say, okay, it has regained momentum for AI, but still, nobody would write, big projects in Lisp. But it has been used a lot in education to teach the syntax. So ACSO actually has that language in the curriculum. So students have to learn how that language works, even though just a very small set of the keywords and operations. But still, students will try to set up maybe a small amount of time to get familiar with the syntax, the rule, and practice. And in the short question part, so there are 2 parts for each contest. 5 questions for normally multiple choice or fill the blank. That will be 30 minutes to finish 5 problems. And then they have another part that is a programming problem. In that one, then students have to write in Java, Python, and C++ to solve the question. So each part has 5 points. Total would be 10 points. And 4 rounds, every student can get maximum 40 points. And if a student can score 24 points or more for junior, intermediate, and then senior level, then they would be invited to the final round, the second round national contest. And then the overall score would be calculated and then get the national ranking and then get a trophy or a prize. So that is for this one. And we recommend the students, taking the USACO preparation, the training, they should also participate in this one, because from our survey, we found students need to spend just a little bit more effort and then to get good results. You're right. Not all national ranks are the same. Some are more, much more difficult, like the USACO contest, right? It takes a lot of effort. But ACSL, this one, that's why, right? Each year, there are a lot of students, many groups, right, would have all perfect scores. So anyway, it does not hurt, right? If you have, say, achieve the national recognition at the junior level, intermediate level, and also senior level, right? Put that one on your resume. That's also a shiny spot. So anyway, with a small amount of effort and you can get something added to your resume, then always is a good investment. Okay, now try to talk about the classes here. Python A and B would be taught by Mr. Duran. He actually has been teaching the class actually for over 5 years, has been very experienced with students at a younger age and also students with adults. He has also taught in colleges, so he has the experience working with Python. So you can check the curriculum either here or through the Momentum website. All the information here would be available there. This is the curriculum redesigned for USACO contests. We used to have the bronze at ABC, silver at ABC, gold at ABC. Now we have redesigned. So now bronze and silver have been split into 2 parts, bronze 1 and bronze 2, silver 1 and silver 2. But bronze 1, we have the 4 semesters, spring semester and summer semester. So the coverage would be the same. That means we're going to work with same concepts and skills, but all the problems would be different. So this is to reflect the reality the contest is getting more competitive. Don't ask me why it is getting harder and harder. Well, that's not only true for computing Olympiad. This is true for math Olympiad, for physics Olympiad, chemistry Olympiad, all the same. Well, one reason is actually easy because now it's harder to write the questions that is not so tricky, but still can be so interesting. So now, if you want to write a good question, very likely it will be abnormal. So okay, that is true. Jason, you're right, because a lot of the Chinese students and Indian students are participating. That is true. Or maybe Asian Americans joining the contest. If you look at the team members for math, physics, computer science, right, chemistry, pretty much, the majority of the team members actually are Asian Americans because we do spend a lot of effort in the training here. So to reflect this reality, so we say some students actually may have to take the bronze one, for example, right? Maybe twice, maybe fall semester and then spring semester, or maybe spring semester and then summer semester. So maybe take 2, and some students actually may have to take 3 because it is getting harder. Okay, that we cannot control. Okay, the same for students, right? Try to get the promotion, say from bronze to silver. Sometimes they have to take maybe 2 or maybe 3 semesters. Okay, the same for silver 1 and silver 2. Actually, the promotion, actually, which class you should take, actually, would it be kind of clear? Say for your student, right? Should we register for silver or a silver 1 or say bronze 2 if, actually this one is easy, right? If they have been qualified for silver, say get the promotion from bronze to silver, then take silver. But silver 1 or silver 2, which one to do, right? If the score is say below 500, then take silver 1. If the score is 500 or more, then silver 2. What about 800? Well, 800 would be qualified to gold, then take the gold. Okay, here the gold actually would be a little bit different. They are not ABC. That means the 3 parts actually are independent, or not independent, I would say, different aspects. So here, silver 2 would be harder than silver 1. Bronze 2 should be harder than bronze 1. But here they would have equal difficulty level, but different focus. The data structure, the graph theory, and also dynamic programming. So here, as we said, right, since many students take the Java class in high school, then naturally they're going to do this one here. But now, since we have more students taking, say, C++ or the Python, they can also join in here. And for bronze 1, we do have the self-assessment to show whether they should take the bronze training. You can check the website for that one also. And if you still have any question, right, you can always contact our front desk. The contact actually would be available. Actually, if you go to the momentumlearning.org, right, that should be there at the front page. All right, okay, that's for this one, and I hope it has been simpler. Before we have actually quite many arrows pointing to the right and up and down. Now I think this would be actually easier. Okay, just one more time, right? Emphasize the same bronze 1 class actually will be offered 3 semesters, and they have all different problems. So students can have enough opportunity to practice so that they can get better and better and finally get the promotion to the next level. So here, these are the information for the Java classes. Besides the Java 1, Java 2, we do have another one actually for the spring semester. We have the APCSA exam prep. So that is offered just to help students to get a 5 in the APCSA exam. So no matter whether they take the APCSA class in school, and this one is just to help them to get a 5 in the APCSA test. So this one is offered only in the spring semester to prepare the students taking the test in May. Normally would be the early May. Right. And also for the bronze curriculum. So we have the bronze 1, bronze 2 for the spring semester, and the silver 1, silver 2, and also the gold, that is the data structure. Okay, the time and also the schedule are all at the website. You can check it. Actually, starting from last year, we have made the change. So whenever a contest is in a weekend, actually our classes actually would pause. So like this season, so here Jan 26th through 29th, that would be the second round of the USACO contest. So in that weekend, right, we don't have classes for USACO, bronze, silver, and gold. All right, okay. And for LeetCode, this is, as I said, right, a class added for college students. If they want to find a summer intern job and also find a permanent job after graduation. So for technical part of the interview process, actually the process would be kind of similar to the USACO. So they have to work to solve questions involving the algorithm development and also implementation. Different from the USACO contest or in general, the college level, also the computing Olympiad. Here in the interview process, students are expected to not only solve the questions, but also to present to the interviewer. So from our experience working with students, we found many students are good at solving problems, but not necessarily good at expressing themselves or to effectively to explain their ideas. So here we have actually not only for this class, we also have added that part for our, say, ACSO training, for USACO training. But particularly for this class, we would ask students to actually finish the code, pass all the test cases, so the code is correct. But that's not the whole thing. Actually, they would have to present to the class. So they have to explain how they come up with the idea and also how they translate the idea from, say, English, from math to the computer program, either in Java, in C++, or Python. By the way, these are the languages also used at the interview process. Actually, we would use the platform LeetCode.com that has been used by literally millions of people in the world trying to sharpen the skills before the interview process. So, so far we have just done from our pilot project has been quite positive. Many students actually from our past experience from, say, middle school, high school, they are very strong in, say, STEM, especially logical reasoning and also to solve the questions. Problem solving skills are very strong, but we need to improve a lot more for the expressing ideas, the skills to express themselves, not only clearly, but also effectively, because later they have to present the products, the ideas, right, to the, say, colleagues, to the boss, to the more important, right, to the customers. How can they sell the product? How can they sell the work so that they can get paid? So this is actually very important. We found actually the best students actually in this viewpoint, right, not the students strongest in math, logical reasoning. Actually, would it be both? So on one hand, they can solve the questions effectively. On the other hand, they can convince people on the other side of the table, either going to, say, accept the solution or buy the product. So in the past several years, actually, when at the moment we do receive a lot of requests to send students to a lot of the, say, national level camps and also the college or job opportunities, right? They always ask, how do you evaluate the writing skills of your student? Actually, we were kind of surprised and also confirmed. Now they want people, the company or the interviewer, the hire, right? They want to hire students or people, right, with good skills to solve questions and also good skills to communicate. I think this trend will keep going. So maybe the take-home message here today, besides say the trend for computer science will be even more interesting. A lot of more opportunities coming here. The second phrase I want you to take home is say your students need to be more effective to express their ideas and to convince people when they speak, when they talk. People will listen and also agree with them, so that the products, right, the service can be sold successfully. All right. Okay. So the Python. This one actually should move on earlier. Anyway, this is after students have done the Python. We do have the classes here for data science, for machine learning. Actually, we would have another one for artificial intelligence that should come up hopefully in the summer or the latest in the fall of 2024 to meet the demand of the artificial intelligence. Actually, the class for all the training and also the AI actually kind of would help each other. On one hand, students need to get the good education to build a solid foundation, so that whatever comes up in 5 years, 10 years, right, the opportunities come, they can take the opportunity and ride the wave. On the other hand, the classes that we offer here, data science, machine learning, AI, right, actually would be our perspective, kind of to prepare the students for the possible opportunities, just like any prediction. Maybe this is not accurate, but anyway, we're going to prepare, trying our best to try to envision what would come in the next couple of years, maybe the next decade. Okay, so these are all important. Actually, we do have expertise in all of the field, data science, machine learning, and also AI. Of course, AI, actually, that is a new field, especially for the generative AI. Well, of course, it is also experiencing a lot of changes. Actually, this week, Sam Altman said, actually, OpenAI is trying to build its own the chips, because the current status, right, is not going to meet the demand. So we don't know, but we're going to keep an eye for what will come. So it is exciting. A lot of the opportunities that will come. Actually, some parents even expect, right, in the next decade or two, actually, a lot of billionaires would, be born. But we don't know, maybe that's your child, maybe that's yourself. Okay, so if you have any question, you can ask me, even though it is already almost 8. Okay, so I'll take more questions if you have.
Yeah,
Sure.
Also slide 6.
Okay, sure.
It's the if the kid taking some Java class instead of from some other school learn some Java, he's only in 7th grade or 8th grade. So I don't know where it should fit in the Java 1 or Java 2.
Well, actually, we do have the self-assessment for Bronze 1 and Java 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this one is online. This is
yes.
online. Okay.
At Momentum Learning.
For Bronze 1, different fall, spring, or summer, they are cover the same topic. Maybe different problem, but same topic.
You're right.
So after bronze 1, I can go to silver 1, or I go to bronze 2, or what's the relationship between bronze 1 and bronze 2? Are they equal to each other, or they have to from bronze 1?
Well, look at this one, right? If they get the promotion from bronze to silver in the actual contest, then they should go to silver classes.
Okay.
If they did not get the promotion, but they scored 500 or more, then they should take bronze 2 class.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Are there other coding competitions? Actually, Catherine has a question. Say, what other contests do we have? Actually, we do have these mentioned. Maybe others we do not organize at Momentum Learning. So here we have ACSL, we have the USACO and LeetCode. There are a lot of competitions. Actually, Jason here, right, says, just knows at Code Forces, at LeetCode, actually, there are pretty much contests every week. So if your student is eager to participate, actually, there are a lot of such live competitions going on. Okay, the question, Adam says, USACO winners does not really help college application. Well, yes, Adam, to some degree, it is the case. Well, I think Jason said earlier, right? Since more Asian American students are joining the contest, actually, we have seen a lot of students with, say, USACO plaid trophy still does not get, don't get the dream school they want. That is happening. So that's why we say the students actually, they need to get stronger in their expressing skills. Actually, this past round, actually, 2 of my students, actually 3, my students, they were very strong in math. Actually, I helped them starting middle school for math counts, and then kept the training till the senior year. And all of them got admitted to, say, MIT and Princeton. So that's actually the examples I got. So they have been through a lot of the national camps, and then I did write a lot of letters for them, recommendation letters. So to say, okay, they're strong not only for, say, logical reasoning skills, but also very good at expressing themselves. Actually, all of them actually had worked for me as TA, teaching assistants. Actually, when they started, actually, they were not good at talking. So they were good at solving problems, but not good at explaining. But the TA experience actually opened the door, and they thought, okay, perfect. Talking is actually not hard. So they opened up, and then did a lot more and wonderful experience. So they all got into the dream schools. So to answer Adam's question, right? So only with the good results for the contest actually probably would not be enough. If I were the admission officer, I would also trying to see, right, are you kind of good at expressing yourselves? Because if we pick you, right, we hope later you're going to be successful to sell your products. Not only say just have your product, but nobody else is going to use it. That's not good. So the schools, they also want to, have students later that will be successful. So that is good for the schools. So I think that makes sense. Okay, unless you're say Isaac Newton or Albert Einstein, right? You don't have to sell your products. People will come to you, but that's rare. So, right, we have to be honest, right? Maybe once every 100 years, once every 1,000 years, right, we're going to have one Newton, one Albert Einstein, but not, say, 1,000 people every year, right? That's not the case. Okay, do contest to not to do contest. That's a good one. Okay, I do have quite a lot of the questions, so I'm going to try to answer maybe the last one here. Okay, Yen's question that is open to everyone, right? Does class have recordings for students? Yes, actually, at Momentum, all the classes the all the files actually would be stored either at Google Drive, say the handout, the PDF files, the source files written in Java, Python, C++, and also the test cases, input file, output files, right? All of them would be stored at Google Drive. Normally they would keep there for about 1 year. If I have space there, then they could stay there longer, and they can store. I mean, they can download the files to their own computers. So later when they try to work on the questions, right, they can just work from their own computer. They don't need internet. And also the recording is also there, but recordings are stored at the Zoom cloud. And then the video files are much bigger. And then, normally the for each class, the Google storage maybe just say several megabytes, but the video files, they would be several hundred megabytes. So that keeps growing very quickly. So we, the policy at Momentum would be say, the files would remain there for about 3 months or 90 days after class is over. And in the time, they can still rewatch the video anytime they want. Many times there's no restriction. But after about 90 days, the recordings will be removed because we just cannot keep up with the increase of the space. Believe me, they do grow quickly. So yes, all the files would be there. So if a student cannot make a class, they can always rewatch the video. And also in the classes, actually, we try to break the class right into breakout rooms. So the breakout room discussion actually would remain private, so will not be recorded. But the breakout room actually will help us to have more interaction with the students, because normally would be say one-on-one, I talk to the students, and then they can show me what they have, either good experience or maybe they got stuck, so I can see what the problem can be and how to fix them. So I do believe the breakout experience actually is very helpful, and I try to encourage students to be more outspoken, to ask questions and also to participate with others. So that's why from this year we try to encourage students, not only in the part here for the LeetCode, that's for college students. Also for here, we try to also encourage students to present their code, their idea to the class, because we do believe the communication skills are as important as the coding skills or problem-solving skills. So we try to do our best to help your students. As always, it is our great honor to help your students. And we always say, right, please help us to help you. All right, with this, I'm going to stop here, and I'll see you in the future.